If God is all-powerful, can God create a rock so heavy that God can't lift it? If yes, then apparently he's not powerful enough to lift the rock. But if not, then apparently he's not creatively powerful enough to make such a rock. This is called the omnipotence paradox, and has kind of been a thorn in the side of Christianity for a while, as far as debates and discussion go. Now, I think the problem is that Christians have kind of talked ourselves into a God that just really isn't the one from the Bible. But let's try to resolve this. So I've heard a few possible explanations for how to make the omnipotence paradox go away. One is this: God would create the rock and lift it anyway, because it's God. I think that's funny, but I don't know if it's really the one I'd go with. Another one I've heard is God is not omnipotent, but is all-powerful, or something like that. And the distinction is, one of those terms means that God can do anything, and one of them means that God can do anything within logic or within reason. Therefore, we could say that God is perfectly fine being all-powerful, but that doesn't mean that God can defy logic. So that paradox is worthless. Another way I imagine that this could be gotten around is to say that God is, you could say that God is all-powerfully creative, in which case God could make this rock, but not necessarily all-powerful as far as motion goes, where God could not move it. Or it could be the other way around. However, I'd like to present a third possibility. What if God is not all-powerful in the way that we like to think of it? In the Bible, particularly in the New Testament, we see a God whose greatest act of saving power is manifested in dying on a cross. That's not what power looks like, as far as what we usually think. God does not conquer the world by conquering it. God conquers death by dying. There's something about our God that is very different from what logic and rationality says God should be. When we talk about God being all-powerful, I think we miss the mark. God's power is not found in creating or lifting giant rocks. God's power is found in entering human suffering and suffering with us and for us. The problem with the omnipotence paradox is it's a straw man, ultimately. It attacks God that isn't the God that Christians are supposed to be worshiping, but it is useful because it does name an idol that is not our God. I'm a skeptic theist. Peace be with you.